Sign language can hurt your relationship. What do you mean? I don't mean by talking with your hands. What I mean by sign is shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. But before we get into that, give me the three freebies: like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host for the Friend and Fair podcast, The Spencer Perspective, and we have work to do. Let's get to it. Sign language to me, it only arises when there's a lack of thorough communication in your relationship. I'll say that one more time. Sign language only happens when there's a lack of thorough communication in your relationship. So let's go over that again. Sign, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. I'm going to leave a link in the low bar. Actually, let me just bring up the link. Looks like, of course, it's on Urban Dictionary, but don't let that stop you from taking this with a grain of salt and a grain of pepper. So, sign language overall is a debating tactic used by most women and male feminists by engaging in language meant to shame, insult, guilt, and a need to be right against their opponent when they themselves can present a cogent argument based in facts, statistics, and or logic. So, this is just a quote by Kevin, which this is an homage, more than likely, to Kevin Samuels, because he's the one who made this phrase the most popular and most famous it could potentially be. Sign language is very it can kill your relationship before it even lifts up off the ground. I promise you. So he's just a like like a script. Kevin, today's modern female wants a traditional male, but yet they're not traditional women. They're not equipped to be traditional women. They weren't raised that way, nor do they want to be that way. Female, who hurt you? You're just bitter, and you probably have small penis. You obviously hate all women, including your mother, and you don't know what you're talking about because you're just a simple man. All right, I'm not going to say the other part because you can just read that. One thing does not have to do with the other. So, look, when it comes down to it, um, yeah, it's just not the smartest thing to do. To shame someone, to insult them, to try and invoke guilt, or you want to be right. This works both ways, actually. This isn't just for women. This is also for men. Men can utilize sign language as well, too. And when it's done, and if you're self-aware enough, you have to be able to take it and then be able to remold what they're saying and just make them aware of the fact that, look, I get where you're coming from, but let's just try and think of a better solution this way. I'm always looking to solve problems rather than start them because I know the world is dangerous. It's a dangerous place, so I'd rather stop something before it even starts. But when it comes to sign language, when you're talking to your partner, are you shaming them in any kind of way? Let's stop sharing for now. Yeah, so I wanted to actually just hop off that link real fast and just kind of get right to it because let's just get to the four letters. The four letters can be applied to both men and both women in relationships, anyone that's in relationships. Now, look, shame. Are you shaming your partner in any kind of way? Have they told you something before that you're using against them? Are you taking what they tell you in confidence and use it against them in terms of an argument? If that's the case, then I say shame on you. That is a misuse of the security and trust that they have. The fact that that person was vulnerable enough to even talk to you in the first place. For you to shame someone based upon something you've learned is a lack of emotional responsibility when you're dealing with someone. Insults. There's no left or right to this. It's one way or the other. You should not be insulting your partner. It doesn't it doesn't work. It's not going to work out. It's not it's not healthy. It's just not good, all right? Let's just be honest. Like, when's the last time you've been insulted in your relationship? Did that feel great? And the fact of the matter is, sometimes you get a little more aggressive in how you insult someone when you're in a relationship with them because, oh, they're not going to break up with me. Oh, they're with me. They're not going anywhere. Guilt. Are you guilting someone into doing something instead of having them come to that conclusion on their own? Are you making them think that they're guilty of something that they're not guilty of? Is it false guilt? Because false guilt can just be as popular or as powerful as real guilt, especially when misused. For damn sure when misused. If you're making someone guilty, of course, that's not healthy. The last one, the need to be right. My grandmother and grandfather always told me either you want to be right or you want to be loved, but you can't have both. So either you're going to pick and choose your battles. You can't be with your goddamn partner all the fucking time. Don't nobody want that. I don't want that. I want peace. I think about being peace. I want to receive it as well too. So the need to be right means you want to argue. You want to just stand your ground on every single fucking thing instead of losing sometimes. Sometimes you gotta lose in order to win. There's another video out about that in the previous episodes. Sometimes losing is how you win. If there's an argument that you can afford to lose, fucking lose it. You ain't gotta be right all the time. You don't have to be. Like, when it comes down to it, you want to be loved? Or do you want to be right all the fucking time? You want to be 100% right. You ain't gonna get both. So pick and choose what's more important to you. Pick and choose your battles, right? That's what they say. It looks like you're starting to get better. I'm definitely getting better. We all are. This is the Firm and Fair podcast, and I'm out.